What's up, nerds? Back with another video. Normally we do daily vlog stuff, and this is a little bit of a daily vlog. However, I'm mainly going to be focusing on the fitness aspect of it because, I did other stuff during the day. We got a little bit of that. However, the main stuff is the fitness stuff. So start off the morning, make the bed, got to go over, brush the teeth, and then after that, we're going to go weigh ourselves and put all that stuff over in our little tracker. Get some morning sunlight because on the days that it is sunny, it's, a good day. I've been getting a lot of rain recently. And then after that, going to make sure to do the dishes. I really don't like letting dishes sit in the sink for more than 12 or 16 hours. The reason that they had lasted so long before that was honestly because I hadn't picked up some soap from the grocery store. Then after that, redo all of my little supplement gummies. I've got calcium, vitamin C, ashwagandha, turmeric, and ginger. And then, I've got some other stuff. I take fish oil daily. I like magnesium. And when I don't take or don't get my vegetables, I've got some iron that I like. And today's job, like daily vlog, like kind of stuff, was heading over to the post office. I sold some stuff on eBay. So every day is good when you get an eBay sale. And then after that, we head over to the gym. So that's why this is a fitness vlog and not a, daily vlog, because really for the most part, really the fitness part's more important. So first off, we start with stretching. I love this big PVC rod that they've got at the gym. I just really want to get some arm mobility, some shoulder mobility, and you can't really see it as much because you can't feel the tension on the rod. But something that I like to do is pull apart the rod or push the rod together, essentially trying to bend the rod. It gets different muscles in your shoulders, different muscles in your elbows primed. Then after that, I do some close to the bag boxing, really trying to keep my core tight, keeping that energy or keeping the transfer of energy. Then after that, move back a little bit, get some full body or full, extension punches. Again, I'm just trying to make good contact, get the arms warmed up. And then after that, head over to the actual gym part. So something that I wanted to do today, but didn't really, didn't feel it, and part of it is because so normally, even if I didn't feel it, I'd be like, well, you're fucking lifting this stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter if you don't like it or not. But I'm coming back from vacation, and I don't want to overwork myself. I also have this like weird little twinge in my neck from sleeping at my parents' house wrong, and I don't want to mess it up even worse. So I know my limits, and if I try to push through on exercises while I've got this weird shoulder neck stuff, it makes it worse. So I've just been letting my body tell me what to do. So that means I start off with some assisted body weight pull-ups and dips. They're a really good exercise. I like them, and I've really been trying to work on my pull-up strength. And so after that, we're going to be doing some arms today. That's why we did the, arm warm-ups with the bar. And also, so the pull-ups, obviously a little bit of back, but the dips are such a good tricep. And especially when you've got the assistance of bands, it really helps you focus on form. And really, for me, it helps me get through the lowest part of the dip. It helps me bounce up at that low point of the dip, and then I can really focus on squeezing and extending, or not squeezing, but extending my tricep out, and really just gets, my triceps feel so good after that. And so that's why we do biceps next, because biceps have not really been worked out. We did the tricep and back, if anything. So no real bicep stuff. So they're still feeling fresh. So go over and do some bicep curls, cable bicep curls. I just literally did the entire, session for all of these with my rests in between. I didn't cut anything. Because I wanted to, for myself as well, see how long my rests were in between. I did a pretty good job at sticking to about a minute rest in between sets, and I was doing a solid, I believe these were 5x8s, and I did a couple extra on some just because I'm a big bicep guy, but basically you can see the technique is keeping my core activated, leaning forward slightly. My shoulders are down, not like pinched up, and I'm slightly activating my back slightly. And from that point, then we do nice curls all the way up to my head. And try to give it a little bit of squeeze at the top, a little bit of extra squeeze to get all the way up. But so you can see my elbows come forward. But it's basically a real nice strict bicep curl until I get to about my chest, and then I kind of give it that extra little 20% range of motion at the end. And I like to reset. I do a little bit slower on the way down. I like to reset. There are some guys that say that extra range of motion at the top is good. You can hold the weight at the top and then go back down. For me, I think these were basically 90-pound curls, 90-pound curls. And for me, that was just feeling good. I didn't need to do the extra holds at the top, but it is something that in the future I'll definitely be activating or utilizing. And then so for the last bicep exercise, one of the things I love to do is end out after my first bicep exercise. I love to do the second bicep exercise with ropes, because the rope version allows me to do is it really allows me to focus on spinning those wrists. Something that Arnold Schwarzenegger would do with his bicep curls is he would put an extra plate, 2.5 or 5 kilogram plate on the inside of his dumbbells, because the movement of rotating your wrists is really what gives your bicep peaks that juicy extra, it just, man, you just got to try it. I mean, really, that extra curl right at the end. I mean, you could see me doing a little bit of the ghost movements of it. I mean, it is just an insane bicep pump. You got to try it. After we're done with our bicep stuff, we're going to head over into our tricep pushdowns, and we're going to do some reverse tricep extensions, I call them. I'm not exactly positive if that's what they are supposed to be. And something that you've seen me doing in the background when I am not also doing my silly little dancing stuff is this blood flow, pressure, Tai Chi kind of stuff. And that's twofold. It's to get the blood flowing into the biceps to keep that feeling juicy, as well as keeping the tricep pump going and keeping the heart rate up a little bit. So I mean, you want to rest in between sets. Obviously I'm resting in between sets, but I'm resting my heart rate. I don't want my muscles to get cold. And also, obviously the biceps, we just did a good amount of reps, a good amount of weight on those reps or on those sets too. So I don't want them to get really stiff. I don't want the lactic acid to build up. So doing some Tai Chi blood pressure kind of motions. And so what I get, actually, you can see is a straight barbell. And this is a super, super lightweight. And you can see my elbows there in front of my stomach. And all I'm really using that for is we're doing partials, and that's for the end of the bicep head, the bicep part of the bicep head that's closest to the inside of your elbows. So I'm doing some tricep pushdowns and then supersetting that with those partial bicep curls. And that just is such an incredible pump, and I love it. I just feel so good. You could see I'm not squeezing all the way up. I'm literally, my elbows are in front of my body, and I'm just doing some partial curls with the edge, lightweight, just to get a super, super sick pump. And after that, we're going to attach the kind of, like I said, the reverse tricep. And I've already got a pretty good lower tricep workout. But this is like a really, like, this blasts, absolutely blasts the lower part of your tricep, because the tricep push down part is more, for me, a middle aspect. Especially when you're at a higher weight, you're focusing more on the push down aspect. And with the rope, you can flare out your wrists at the end to kind of activate that low part. And so now we've got that same barbell, straight bar barbell, except you could see now, instead of doing the partials away from the body, we're doing a really close, tight pull up. We're leaving the biceps, we're almost having the biceps curl up behind our body, behind the front plane of our body, and trying to keep those real nice and slow, real controlled, and pulling it up. We're pulling it straight up. We're squeezing the bicep, but we're doing that exercise, we're doing that exercise really tight to the body, and I got to tell you, that's another real great bicep exercise. And you could see doing some more Tai Chi, again, keeping the blood flow, not letting the lactic acid build up, keeping the pump in there, because the actual cable machine, it doesn't really affect your bicep that much. It doesn't, waste any bicep. You're not taxing it at all, really. And so we're just doing the supersets in between, or I'm doing the supersets in between, is to keep that juicy bicep pump. And so you could see, again, really pulling up tight, up close to the chest, the bicep, real great squeeze, and low weight, not doing anything heavy. This is just to keep that juicy bicep pump, because something that I really, am working on myself personally is growing my arms a bit. So if you're trying to grow your arms, you want to get some thick, juicy biceps, I highly suggest trying some of that stuff out, because I think you'll love it. So after that, we're going to end with a little bit of back, because we started with some back pull-ups, and we are going to end with some back lat pull-downs. Or, well, back pull-downs, and then more like low lat pull-downs, because I'm leaning back slightly, and then as I lean back slightly, I am pulling low and in. So that's why we've got this kind of I would say almost like a steering wheel, a neutral grip steering wheel on the machine. Then we're going to move to the wide grip lat pull down bar. Again, some more Tai Chi, a little bit more stretching, keeping the blood flow, keeping the pump while we're going, letting the heart rate get down, but not letting the muscles cool down. And so again, you could see, lean back a little bit, and I'm really pulling down with the elbows, down, low, and in. And once I feel good on that, switch over to the wide lat pull down bar. And so actually on this one, you can see I'm not really doing lat pull downs in front. I'm actually doing lat pull downs in back. And that's because I've activated a lot of my low back, a lot of my mid back. And so now I'm kind of trying to get like the upper back with that behind the back pull. I just thought, I love these days. I love arm days. I love throwing in a little bit of back at the front in the beginning. It's overall a pretty great pump, and this was a pretty good session. There's no big compound movement, but it's not the end of the world. And then after that, it's protein time, baby. All right, so for today's protein meal, actually going to be cooking up half and half. We're going to be making 3 pounds of ground beef and then storing the other 3, because basically this recipe could make 6 pounds if I had a big enough pan, but I can only fit 3 pounds in my pan. So we're going to make 3 pounds. So basically it's just ground beef, some chorizo or pork. Then we've got a bunch of onions and garlic. Really, I mean, an insanely easy recipe. Oh, and then there's tomatoes, obviously, tomato paste, tomato sauce, and regular tomatoes. It's super easy to add beans to. Again, I kind of run out of space in my run out of space in my pan. If I had a bigger pan, or maybe if I used like one with higher sides, I'd be able to make it all. I mean, this is pretty much basically a chili recipe that I mod to just make, a tomato, like beef and tomato kind of combo. I just like this. I have no real like, nutritional, like special, it's not like, oh, well, this has all these things and this has all this stuff and this is all this. Nope. This has just got a bunch of garlic because garlic's good for you. It's got a bunch of onions. Onions are good for you. It's got a bunch of beef. Beef's good for protein. So, that's kind of why I make it. It's not I try not to overthink these things. There's definitely recipes that I like to follow when I'm doing more, smaller batches of stuff. But for this large batch of stuff, it's super simple. So grill up all the onions, get all the onions browned up, and then we take all of our beef it up. Going to take some sausage as well. So that's what the brown in there is. Brown in there is the sausage that I combined. Then we're going to take the rest of the beef and chorizo or sausage, mix that up so that that's all set to go for the next time I take it out of the freezer. Take the saran wrap or some saran wrap and put it on top, and then we're going to cover it up and freeze it up. But before we can do that, got to go over to the beef and stir it up. Basically, just going until the beef is browned up, and then we're going to be throwing our tomato sauce and juices in. Going to lightly season it this time because I'm going to be making more of a spicier kind of chili-ish kind of batch this time. I usually, like if I'm going to be adding beans afterwards, if I'm going to be using this as hot dog patties, if I'm going to be doing any, or, not hot dog, hamburger patties, I kind of just like to leave it regular with just the onions, garlic, butter, and tomato seasonings. I mean, I think this all stuff tastes pretty freaking good when you cook it up. I don't really feel the need to overspice, but this time, because I'm going to be specifically making it as kind of like a taco kind of stuff, we're going to add a bunch of different seasonings. Obviously, some taco sauce, some adobo, salt, pepper, different things like that. We'll get to that part in a second. There we go. Yeah. So taco it up. Ooh, I actually use ground cumin too. But so taco seasoning, red pepper, adobo, and then a bunch of pepper. We're going to be, all this tomato stuff is going to eat up a lot of this seasoning, so I'm pretty generous with it. And then ground cumin. I mean, oh my God, I just love the taste of cumin in ground beef and my like meat sauces and stuff like that. So ground beef is pretty close, or ground beef, sausage combo is pretty close to being done. So, or if not done already. So we're taking our tomato paste, adding that in, going to do about 5 like half spoonfuls. Then we're going to take our tomato sauce, take some distilled water, put the distilled water in the can, then slosh that around, pour that back in. Then we're going to take that, stir that all up. There's a lot of stirring in this recipe. So, that's, if you can't tell, that's why I sped it up a little bit. And we're going to keep it on a medium heat for a while, just to let you could see the steam coming off. You could see the air evaporating. This is a fairly thick recipe. You can add a little bit of sugar if you want. You can add, I believe it's cornstarch to thicken it up a little bit more if you want to thicken it up. I kind of like it, the way it is. It's a teeny little bit fatty because we had 85/15 ground beef. But when you put it in the fridge and you take it out later, you can actually just take that fat right off because the fat will, congeal up a little bit. And that's pretty much it. I mean, like super easy recipe. After that, I don't do this with any rice. I've actually got potato chips that I normally don't eat, but since I'm not doing any carbs, this is just straight protein. I mean, look, there's some carbs in the cheese. There's carbs in it, but I mean, mainly this is probably like 80 to 100 grams of protein straight. So that's why I got potato chips that I literally just take this, put it in a bowl, put some cheese on top, And then I'm going to be literally just taking I have a kettle cooked potato chips that have 3 ingredients in them: salt, sugar, potatoes. Super clean for as far as potato kettle chips can go. So I'm literally just scooping that meat sauce with that. And then afterwards, I've got my other bowl. So actually, I don't show it on screen, but I actually transfer these into individual containers. I just put it into here for now just because it would be easier. Last time I tried to do individual containers, it was a little too hot and I dripped stuff all over. So this blue container was actually just a temporary container. But I mean, this is just such a good recipe, so much protein, so tasty. The tomatoes, I just am obsessed with fresh tomatoes. They're so nice and soft. There's like, I put an entire clove of garlic in here. The garlic tastes so good. All of the onions, they're cooked down really well. So that just, it all blends together so nice. I love the consistency of it. Oh no, just a insane, I mean, such a good price. I mean, so all the ingredients for this was about 40 bucks, and I can still make another 3 pounds of meat sauce later. I mean, I'd need to get another can of tomato sauce because I did buy 2 tomatoes, but otherwise, I mean, it's so good. So that's it. Fitness vlog, proteins. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.